Yo, what's goody, folks? Another dot takes on the SPL. Shit's been popping off lately. Everything's going crazy, and because of it, we're going crazy. This time we're talking about not ALG, whatever their name is. So ALG kind of folded, but now they're back. I have no idea what's going on right now. But, all right, I have to move the camera. But what it comes down to is that ALG is a team that's looking all right, but they made a change internally. Met Yankee and Oceans, the mid player and the hunter player respectively, are going to switch positions. Now, this is actually a really big deal. I feel like this is one of those things that can sort of go under the radar and just sort of be forgotten about, but this one is actually going to be a really big game changer, and I think this is actually going to be one of the bigger things that affects this team. Met Yankee looked like a top-tier hunter when he started, when we watched him play on a couple of different teams, and he was crushing it. Anecdotally, I mean, I'm sure the numbers will support it. He just looked really good. And then he switched to mid alongside Annister and Baskin. Now, that was the trio of players that switched to mid. Basically, Baskin from the solo lane, seamless, just looked fantastic from day one. Andy from the jungle took a day or two, or took a week or two to sort of get his bearings, but now looks fantastic. I don't think there's any question about what if Baskin, what if Andy. I think everybody is still all right. Sweet, they made their change. They look damn good. Thumbs up, boy. With Met Yankee, not the same. We saw some really good ISIS play, and it kind of feels like that's all we really saw. Maybe a couple of games here and there, but he definitely was a shadow of his former self. He was not the same player that we saw in the hunter position. It just wasn't the same. And Oceans, the rookie, came through and played hunter really well. And that was all well and good. But there was this giant hole in the middle lane that nobody seemed to be able to fill. Met Yankee just wasn't doing it. And now here he is. He comes through. And he says, look, I'm going to be playing hunter. This is a big switch for a team. Jungle mid synergy is really important. When you have Weekend as your leader is your jungler, that's also something to think about, right? Well, Weekend is going to be jungling for Oceans now in the middle lane. And I think this is more simple than people think, because at the end of the day, Met Yankee, we've already seen him play hunter. He's already pretty damn good as a hunter. So why not just let him play the damn hunter position? I never wanted him to switch to mid anyway. And now we're just going to move back to the hunter position. Thank you. That's what I wanted. Now, how did they come to this position? So I talked to Weekend and I talked to Oceans. And of course, you know, what's Oceans like in mid lane? That's going to be our question mark, right? But Oceans was a rookie and came in and played the hunter position really well. If you know Oceans, he's kind of a quiet guy, but he does a couple of weird things. Oceans seems like the type of guy to be able to learn quickly. Now, that is absolutely one of those bullshitisms where, like, I don't have anything to base that on. I don't have anything to like, lean on to say, like, here's proof as to why that he's going to be good in the middle lane. I just feel like Oceans is one of these players that can learn and can adapt. I'm not overly concerned, but I am. Put it this way, I think the phrase is cautiously optimistic. I think that Oceans can pull it off, but if he doesn't, they're in trouble. Speaking of Weekend, I asked him, what can you talk to me about the move between the role swap, the position change? And he said, Oceans used to be a mid back in the day, and he felt like he would do really well if they were to swap. Met is one of the best hunters, so it was a unanimous decision to go with it. I agree with that 100%. Now, when we talk about Oceans' view, Oceans was a little bit more humble, and this is kind of what I've come to expect from him. I'd say I'm average right now, but I have a lot of room to improve. The switch was mainly Met's idea, and that I believe. Met Yankee is used to being good. He's a confident, aggressive player, and what he did in the mid lane is not something that he can be confident about, and I think he understands that. Met Yankee is not the type of guy that sort of sit there and go, la 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 la, I'm the best, even when he's not. So seeing him do this sort of thing, not a surprise, and I'm proud of him. It takes a lot to say, look, I tried something and it didn't work out. I'm going to go back to what I used to do. That's a big boy move, and I respect Met Yankee for that. I'm happy we're going to see that. It's interesting, though. Oceans goes on to say, not that it's relevant, but I used to main mid like 3 years ago. And he goes on to say, like, the meta is very different, and so he doesn't think it adds to anything, but it is something to note. Incon also used to main mid. That didn't work out. So maybe it means nothing. Maybe it means something. I do think it means a little bit of something. He does have a little bit of mechanical skill. But the stuff that we saw in the Hunter position was mechanical based. You know? So the on-her plays. So switching to mid, I am cautiously optimistic about this change for ALG. I'm very happy that Matt Yankee decided to swallow his pride and go back to the position that he was better at, objectively. Just a stronger Hunter than a mid laner. And Ocean's in the mid lane. Will he succeed? I personally think he will. I have no statistics or reason to. I just got that feeling. And sometimes you got that feeling. ALG. When people ask me who the top 4 teams of NA are going to be, I always say LG, Space Station, Trifecta, and who knows? ALG could be that who knows spot. We'll have to keep an eye out and figure things out. That's going to be it for today. We'll see you next time on Dot Takes. Do the liking and the subscribing and all the commenting in the section. Actually, yeah, let me know what you think about this change. If you think it's kosher or you think it's going to be a thumbs down. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace and much love to you. Boom 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 boom. After I messed it up, but that's the outro. Peace.